how to understand the Sagittarius woman. So the Sagittarius woman is the type of woman that ultimately, if you need, I definitely suggest you going back to how to understand the Sagittarius man, so that you're able to get a kind of a more basic understanding of how both of them think. Now, the Sagittarius woman, just like the Sagittarius man, she is quite disappointed, as I said before, in the How to Understand the Sagittarius Man video, somewhere around here, right? In how just their enthusiasm and love for life and their inquisitive nature is not reflected back at them in their partners. Sagittarius is the type of the Sagittarius woman is the type of woman that will go out there just like the Sagittarius man and seek their answers for themselves, just like Virgo, and experience it. But see, the situation is that oftentimes the Sagittarians don't necessarily meet people whom find that level of enthusiasm. So oftentimes you'll find the Sagittarius man or woman having some form of travel, usually by themselves, because most people are stuck in a bubble here and physically. Most people don't want to leave their hood. Most people don't want to leave their surroundings. Most people want to be a big fish in a small pond. Well, the Sagittarius doesn't necessarily care about being the big fish in a small pond, because remember, Sagittarius represents the 9th house, and the 9th house is right before the 10th house. Sagittarius rules travel over a course of long distances, perception or real. And remember, the 10th house rules over global domination, or having influence on a global level or a global scale. So what am I saying? The Sagittarius will comb the earth, will find out what's going on. The Sagittarius woman will not be afraid to do the same thing. Quite disappointed in her relationship matchups, though, in the bigger scheme of things, because all of the fire signs are romantics. They love love. They do. But because of heartbreaks in their life, they seek to mask a lot of it based upon trying to use the knowledge that they have, just like air signs, and somehow make it seem as if, they don't necessarily need love. The Sagittarius woman very much so wants love, but the Sagittarius woman wants love in a way where she wants to be considered a partner. She doesn't want the person whom she is hanging out with to underestimate her capabilities, which is fair. It's most definitely fair to say. The Sagittarius woman is in your face. She's straightforward, just like the Sagittarius man is, okay? And if you've noticed something, you're starting to catch on to a theme, that how to understand the man and how to understand the woman in both, in any of the zodiac sign profile that I'm talking about, is fluid, and it's starting to overlay certain things, if you've noticed that pattern, for any Sagittarius that's been watching it. So with the Sagittarius woman, though, she's going to be straightforward, just like the Sagittarius man will be. But with the Sagittarius woman, though, she may end up hurting your feelings. You know what I mean? The Sagittarius man, he can end up hurting your feelings too, but he will be received a lot better based upon, sometimes he won't necessarily do that. The Sagittarius woman can be so straightforward, in fact, she may end up hurting your feelings because of her expressing herself. So with this, she oftentimes finds herself kind of, and this is part of where the disappointment comes into play, ends up getting shunned by her so-called friends, because the things that she ends up saying, although true, a lot of people don't necessarily know how to accept and change if they don't like it, or they don't know how to have thicker skin and accept criticism. So as a result of this, she's the type of person where she very much so fluctuates in friends and relationships based upon sometimes people don't necessarily know how to interact with her. And just like the Sagittarius man, the Sagittarius woman needs her space. And if you ask me, I think she is doing a very good job at it, because and I've oftentimes, and I may bring this up later, women do not, it is a new era. Women do not want a guy. See, women do not want the traditional relationship in the sense of, nor do they need it in the sense of the traditionalist, a housewife, husband going out and trying and essentially making the money and paying all the bills. Both sides to that equation, both sides of that coin is selfish. And why is it selfish? Because number one, there's 5 different types of relationships. And with that dynamic of the housewife and the husband, that's only one expression out of the 5 different relationship types. There's 4 more other types. Okay. And with that, also too, it's also very detrimental because it's not a very realistic perspective. If you ask me, it's not a very realistic perspective. You're asking the woman to sit at home all day and do what she does, and she's effectively chained to the house, and the man is chained himself because he has to go out there and work. And it's this cycle of, yeah, he gets to leave the house, but he basically has to go straight to work and handle his business. And then by the time he gets out of work, he's tired and he's coming back. So it's work and home, and she has to stay in the home. You can't ask someone to do that type of stuff. With the Sagittarius woman, she innately understands that. You know what I'm saying? She innately understands that. So the person whom is going to understand her is going to have to essentially interact with her, have thicker skin, be willing to try out new things, comb the world with her, be adventurous, but at the same time, give her her distance and her space. Because the Sagittarius woman her feelings can be hurt too. Sagittarius woman, her feelings can be hurt too. Quite easily, or a little bit more easier than you think. Which is the reason why it is I tell you that the fire signs are not what you think they are. Yeah, how to understand the Sagittarius woman.